everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. I hope you stick around long enough for you to actually subscribe, and I really hope you like my videos. I've been gone for quite a long time because my Wi-Fi was down, so I've been gone for like a month, but they just fixed it today, and as soon as they fixed it, I got right onto this video. It was requested on my Instagram, so I decided to film it, and then here it is. I'm sorry it took so long, but with the Wi-Fi down I couldn't really do much. So this is the olive green, kind of almost smoky, nice daytime look, and if you want to see how to achieve this look, then definitely keep on watching. Alrighty, so we're going to start off by moisturizing our lips. This is the Duxe lip balm. You can find it at discount, like on your way to the till. There's always those things where you stand in line just near the batteries. That's where I found it. Anyway, this is the strawberry flavor. Then I'm going to moisturize my face with the Essence mattifying moisturizing cream, and I'm just going to apply that all over my face. Now I'm going to use my Wet n Wild brow palette, and this one is in the color ash brown, and I take the darkest brown in the palette, and I like to start at the bottom of my brow and then kind of fill the rest of the brow in with whatever's left on the brush, and that's how you get like a really nice blown out natural look. Well, that's how I get it anyway, and this is how I do my brows, and then I just define them afterwards with the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and the color is Fawn. Now I'm going to set my brows in place with the Essence Clear Brow Gel, and this just helps to keep the product on your brows for longer and prevents smudging. Now I'm taking the same concealer that we used to clean up our brows, and I'm going to use this as a base. I really like using concealer as a base because it provides more coverage than an eyeshadow primer, and I'm just going to blend that out with a small round top face brush. It's not too dense, it's kind of fluffy, and I love to use this just to distribute the product around my eyelid. And then I'm going to set that with my face powder, the same powder, which is the I'm using a new face powder. It's the MAC Mineralise Skin Finish in Dark. And then I'm going into my D Monarch palette, and I'm going to use the brown in my crease very lightly. We're not trying to go over the top. We're going to keep this look fairly daytime. So I'm just applying that in my crease and blending it out. I'm taking it pretty high up, but that's okay. Now I'm taking the Meet Matte Nude palette, and I'm actually using Matte Rawson. And I'm going to just make the crease a little bit more warm, as the color from the Kat Von D palette was a little cool toned. So I wanted to warm the crease up by adding this burnt brown, almost orange shade. This really blended it out nicely and gave that warmth. Now I'm going back into the Kat Von D Monarch palette, and I'm going to take the other brown, which is slightly lighter than that one and a little bit more warm, and I'm going to use that in the outer corner of my eye, and then I'm going to sweep that just along the crease. Now I'm going back into the Kat Von D Monarch palette, and I'm taking that light vanilla shade. It's the lightest shade in the palette, and I'm just using that to brighten the inner corner as well as the lid on the inner corners. Now I'm taking this, which is the olive green pigment. This is the L'Oreal Infallible pigments, eyeshadow pigments, and this one is in the color Bronze Goddess. This is a beautiful color. I really love it. It's so nice and shimmery. It's just the perfect amount. If you want it more metallic, you could spray your brush with Fix Plus, but I love the shimmer that it has to it already, so I just apply that all over the inner corner where we applied the light Kat Von D shade. And then I'm going in with this LA Girl Diamonds eyeshadow. I'm not too sure about the name, but all the product info will be listed down below. And I'm just using this over the color. It doesn't really change the bronze that we put before, the olivey green. It just gives some glitter to it, because the diamond eyeshadows from LA Girl have very beautiful glitter pigments in them. And now I'm taking the matte Meat Matte Wood. That's the color of the eyeshadow that I picked up and I'm just going to use that to deepen that outer socket, just to give a little bit more depth. Not too much. We're going to add more once we've done the winged liner, but this is just to kind of tie the look together in the outer corners of the eye. Now I'm cleaning it up so that I have a nice stencil to use for my liner. And then the liner that I'm going to use is obviously the Inglot gel liner in the number 77. And I'm just going to do my wing as usual. Now the falsies that I'm going to apply are the Eyelure texture lashes. These are the 154. These are my second favorite lash pair. And I use the glue that comes in the lashes, but you can totally buy your own lash glue, whichever one works better for you. I find this one is perfectly fine. And you want to apply a nice amount, a nice even coat through the entire lash band, and definitely do not hold back on the edges, so that those are nicely secured and your eyelash isn't poking you. But to let them dry, I'm going to prime my face. This is the Loreal Skin Perfection Correcting Serum, and I'm just going to buff that in with a angled face brush. And I'm going to buff that all over my face, and then I'm going to go back to the lashes. I use my finger just to test whether they are tacky, the glue is tacky. If the glue kind of moves away like cheese does when it's stringy, then you know it's ready to apply. And I hold the mirror just below my lashes, and then I apply them from the top. That makes you get as close to your lash line as possible, which makes it look way more natural, and they just sit perfectly on your lash line. So after you put them on, you just want to secure them in place. You can move them around and make sure that they're sitting perfectly just the way you want them. And then I'm going in with this Wet n Wild Trio palette. I will list the name of the palette down below, but I'm using the crease color in my outer corner just to give a little bit more depth and dimension and to deepen that outer socket. Now I'm using the Rimmel 25-hour long-lasting foundation. I repurchased this foundation, that's how much I love it. I bought the color Almond this time, and as you can see, Almond has more of a yellow undertone, whereas Warm Caramel has more of a pink undertone. So you can totally buy whichever one you prefer, but I definitely prefer a more yellow undertone than anything. So this is my perfect color. I absolutely love it. And I'm going to use this one today, which is the almond one, and I'm going to buff it in with my beauty blender. Nowadays I've been doing it differently. I don't really bring it all the way to the under eye area because I leave that for concealer, but this video has been pre-recorded, So the concealer that I'm using is the same one as the eyeshadow base that we used, which is Eyelure Pro Concealer in Fawn. And I'm just going to use that to highlight as well as conceal any dark circles. To set that concealer in place, I'm using the Almay medium loose finishing powder, and I'm just going to apply that everywhere we applied the concealer. And then I'm going to go in with my Essence Mousse Foundation. This is in the color Matte Mahogany, and I literally don't even touch the product. That's how pigmented it is. You don't need a lot. I'm going to use this to bronze as well as contour my face. It's not very cool toned. It's got a warm undertone to it, so you can add a cool tone powder to contour and carve out your cheekbone, but this was enough for me. I wasn't going too crazy or anything. I really liked how it looked. To brighten my face, I'm going to go into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour palette, and I'm going to mix vanilla and banana together, and I'm just going to apply that where I set the under eye concealer and everywhere that I want to brighten my face. To set the bronzer slash contour, I'm going to go into Java, which is also in this palette. I'm just going to apply that everywhere where we bronzed up our face. And I did use the light colors to kind of carve out my contour right below where I did place the contour. So yeah, I really love that trick. To highlight my inner corners, I'm going to go in with Mary Luminizer by the Balm, and I'm just using that in the inner corner just to brighten. And because the intensity wasn't as much as I wanted it to be, I went in with the Glam Metal Essence Highlighter in Gold Digger. It's actually Metal Glam, but you know. For my waterline, I'm going to use this Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil. This is in the color Hot Scorch, and I'm absolutely obsessed with this color. I actually want to use it all of my lid one day. I actually saw it from my sister. I didn't even know about it, and then I saw her using it. I'm like, what is that? And she's like, oh, it's just a pencil I've got like 3 years ago or something. And I'm like, oh, what? Let me see. And I swatched it, and it's the most amazing thing. It's got like glitter shimmer to it. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. The name is Hot Scorch. It will be in the description box. And then for my mascara, on the lower lash line, I'm going to use the Essence Volume Mascara, Forbidden Volume. And I know the difference now between this one and the red one. The red one says Rebel, which is the one with the chunky brush. But this one works perfectly fine for me for my lower lashes. And for blush, I'm going to use the Essence Blush Up Blush, and this is in the color Heat Wave. I believe this is finished. You know how Essence comes out with collections, but if you are lucky, we'll find it in the sales pile, because Duxe has a lot of random things in their sales piles. And to remove any mascara that touched my skin, I just use a Q-tip. And then to highlight my face, I'm using MAC Global Glow. Now, can we take a moment for my highlight? Oh my gosh, do you see that? It's blinding. If you're not into like heavy highlight, you're gonna hate this, but I am obsessed. Do you see that? I could stop traffic with that. Like, what? It's beautiful. And I just apply that to my brow bone and just above my brow, so that whenever the light catches me, I'm all glowy. And I'm applying that to the bridge of my nose as well as my cupid's bow. For my lips, I'm going to line my lips with the plum colored lip liner. I know. Let's move on. I'm just going to line my lips with this, and then I'm going to fill my lips in with the LA Girl Flat Matte Pigment liquid lipsticks, and that one is in the color Dreamy, and I'm going to blend them together, and they give a nice beautiful mauvey pink lip. And then to make it matte and ensure that it stays on all day, I just go over that with my MAC powder, my face powder, and I just tap it on the center of the lips everywhere where it's still wet, and then it gives a nice matte finish. And that after that, I'm going to fix my makeup with some Beauty Fix makeup setting spray. Obsessed with it. It's all I've been using these days. So yeah, I'm just going to set my makeup with that, and that is the end of the tutorial. I really hope you guys liked it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you can get a notification every time I post a video. Definitely check me out on Snapchat. I'm very active on Snapchat, Instagram, especially Instagram, and Twitter. And I will see you guys in my next video. Love you. Bye.